everyone! In this brand new video, I'm going to recreate a house Peggy Dean style. If you don't know Peggy, she's a self-taught artist, and what I admire the most in her is that she embraces imperfections, and that's so cool because you're not really afraid of failing your drawing, and if you do any mistakes, well, that is just going to make your drawing stand out and reflect your personality. So I took her brit+co class, and here is what I did. Like you can see here, I also added some lettering in the bottom of the drawing, and yeah, it was pretty fun. So the steps are simple. Step number 1, find your inspiration, in this case, the house you want to draw. Step number 2, identify the shapes in it. That will help you further in the line art. 3, starting to draw the base of the house with a thin marker. Here, I just use the black pen. 4, adding detail, and finally 5, painting with some watercolors. And yeah, you're pretty done. I could add the number 6, which would be to digitalize it, but I will leave that for another video where we'll look at that more in detail. So, when you're working with watercolors, the paper you're working on is very important. In my case, I use brit+co paper. It's very good quality paper, I really like it, and it's ideal for that type of drawing. Look, it even says, ideal for dry and wet media. So I'll just take a piece of paper and let's get into it. Yeah, I just had to cut with scissors because I couldn't take it off otherwise. Okay, so like you can see here, I have my black pen. Step number 1 and 2 are already done, and I can jump into the line art. By the way, you'll probably be asking why don't I first trace with the pencil and then with the pen? Well, the whole point is to embrace imperfections, and to do that, no step back, we're only moving forward. So, Peggy's technique when tracing lines is to be kind of shaky, and to trace the same line many times, and that gives it a more personalized and cute aspect. So I started with the stairs and slowly going up, tracing the main lines of the house. And seeing its shapes helped me a lot during the process. So if you want to try, I highly recommend doing that first. Sometimes, because barely nothing is planned and I'm letting place for imperfections, some lines were overlapping, but that's alright, you know? So I speeded up the whole process because it's pretty much the same technique going on. Also, sometimes proportion can change a bit. For example, the top of the triangle is not really in the center, and I think the windows weren't supposed to be that big. I'll put a link to the original image because due to copyright I can't really show it, and that's perfectly fine too. Okay, now moving to step number 4, adding detail. It's now time to add those little details in the shapes I drew earlier. An important thing to do now is to represent the material. What Peggy does is that, for example, if the chimney is made of bricks, you're simply going to draw a few of them in random places. As for the windows, simply add a few diagonal lines. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the line art, the black. I also added some scribbles to represent the bushes. By the way, you'll probably noticed that in my last 2 videos, I was hiding company brands that were on my art supplies because I was afraid of getting copyrighted, exactly like if you would show an image or a video that you don't own. But I made some research, and I think that as long as you don't say something bad about the company, it should fall under fair use. And I'm certainly not going to do that. Without the companies, nothing would have been possible, so thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, back to the drawing. So I filmed this part 2 months after doing the line art, but I'm back to finish the project. So the last time I actually used acrylic, but now I have brand new watercolor tubes and a palette. I chose red, yellow, green, and brown for my drawing, and I thought it would be pretty cute. I first thought it would be easy to give some transparency to the red so it would turn out pink, but it didn't. When I saw the color, I was kind of panicked because I had a lot of difficulties to manage the opacity of the color. Sometimes it would turn bright red and sometimes, well, very light. Well, let's just go with the flow and continue anyways. I'm very happy the black didn't bleed much. It almost didn't actually. So like that, I just continued painting the whole house, experimenting with the water, but it didn't really change much things, still went pretty red. But that's alright, still had a lot of fun. So then I did the yellow, the green, and the brown. I tried mixing the green with the yellow to give it a more nature green color, but I gotta admit that mixing watercolors wasn't that easy. Also, I didn't paint any background to make the house more stand out, and well, here is the final product. It didn't came out as I expected, but I think it's actually really good. To show you more how I expected the colors to come out, I did a quick coloring so you can compare expectation vs reality. Voila. To learn more about it, I watched some videos about watercolors, and to be honest, I don't really see what I did wrong. Maybe it's just painting techniques, who knows? Anyways, if you have some advices for me or some experience to share, I would love to hear it about it in the comments. And if you're watching this, Peggy Dean, I just wanted to say thank you. I learned so much. Imperfections make the world so perfect, starting with your art. So that concludes the video. I hope you like it and that you'll try it at home. You'll see it's a very fun experience. So don't forget to like, to comment, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on to know every time I upload a new video. See you there and take care. Bye.